If you're choosing your video editor solely because it seems simple or because it has the lowest initial price tag, you are absolutely setting yourself up for significant headaches down the road. That statement might sound a bit harsh right out of the gate, but I promise you it comes from years of hard-earned experience in content creation and helping brands finally achieve video production scale. After helping countless businesses, I have witnessed the exact same, entirely avoidable mistakes repeating themselves over and over again when it comes to tool selection. So in this entire video, I am going to walk you through the 3 biggest pitfalls that creators and business owners fall into when they are selecting their essential editing software. Next, I'll show you precisely what I actually use every single day in my professional capacity and give you a detailed breakdown of why that specific tool is my go-to recommendation. We will also share a very clear, repeatable framework that you can immediately apply to pick a tool that is guaranteed to grow right alongside your business ambitions, not limit them. And for those who prefer starting for free, I will conclude by listing a few excellent alternatives you can start using today that won't ever slap a watermark on your final output. By the time we are completely finished reviewing all this, you will know exactly which operational path gives you the very best chance to build consistent, professional content that genuinely helps your brand move forward. Let's quickly kick off with a very brief introduction to set the stage for the journey we are about to take together. My name is Alex, and I am the co-founder of a company called ClipCraft Media, where we specialize in efficient scaling strategies for video-heavy businesses. I personally have been actively shooting and editing all sorts of creative assets for well over a decade now, which is a significant amount of time in this industry. My background spans from working on small, passion-driven indie projects to executing major social media campaigns that required massive outreach. Yes, that also includes quite a bit of commercial work done directly for founders and small brand owners who needed to establish a strong visual presence. I started my editing journey way back in the day, learning the basics on very entry-level software when I was still a teenager trying to figure things out. It was a necessary learning step before I could successfully move into using the more robust, industry-standard tools that are expected in high-level production environments. As my own needs evolved, I eventually built a very small specialized team and spent countless hours effectively training new editors on our specific internal processes. Through all this, I truly learned what aspects of the software stack matter most when the goal is scaling production volume without any quality degradation whatsoever. So let's move past the intro and immediately jump into the first major costly mistake that I see people make constantly. Mistake number 1 is absolutely the pervasive belief that making something easy automatically means it is the smart long-term choice for your content strategy. This mindset is genuinely the most common trap that snares even the most ambitious creators who are just starting their journey online. Mobile-first editors, such as those commonly found on smartphones, make numerous tasks incredibly simple, which is undeniably fantastic for posting quick clips on the fly. However, those very same applications often engineer specific workflows and user experience patterns that simply do not align with how professional high-volume editors operate in a real studio setting. These simplified tools create convenient shortcuts that work perfectly fine for a single person editing on their personal device, but they become completely incompatible the second you need to hand the project off. When you attempt to move that project into a more traditional professional pipeline, those early shortcuts become massive roadblocks that halt progress entirely. I distinctly remember living in iMovie and other similarly simple programs for a considerable amount of time when I first began my editing career. Those early editors were certainly fast and fun, and they allowed me to create content that felt good and resonated with my initial audience. But the exact moment I needed more granular control over things like complex audio layering or detailed multicam synchronization, I immediately started hitting rigid walls. The core user interface and the available feature set simply were not engineered or built to accommodate that next level of professional demand. And here is the absolute worst consequence specifically for business owners. You end up training yourself in a technical language that professional editors simply do not speak or recognize. This knowledge gap makes the eventual hiring process significantly harder and places a substantial drag on your company's overall growth trajectory. Moving on to mistake number 2, which is critically important, completely ignoring the necessity of collaboration and seamless project handoff protocols. Even if you are currently functioning as a lean one-person show, the reality is you will almost certainly need to hire someone later, perhaps an editor or a social media manager. If your current software doesn't support standard recognizable project file formats or shared timeline structures, you will hemorrhage hours translating work. I frequently record detailed walkthroughs to train our incoming editors on my exact workflows, detailing how I eliminate vocal pops or precisely where I apply specific B-roll clips. The goal is for those documented steps to be easily reproducible inside any industry standard editing environment, which is key for consistency. If you are working in one ecosystem and your new hire is forced to use a completely different one, that valuable training instantly loses about 60 to 80% of its intended effectiveness. Finally, let's discuss mistake number 3, which is falling completely prey to the seemingly attractive, affordable software trap. Low monthly subscription fees can certainly look like an incredibly smart financial decision when you initially review your overhead costs. However, that initial affordability is only valuable if the software package can actually perform all the necessary functions your unique creative requirements demand. It is an unfortunate truth that there are professional-grade tools available completely for free that are incredibly powerful, while many cheap subscriptions hide essential features behind constant paywalls. A recurring, frustrating theme I have observed involves apps introducing a highly anticipated feature only to immediately gate that exact feature behind a more expensive subscription tier. Even worse, sometimes they will radically alter the entire interface, effectively breaking your hard-earned muscle memory and forcing you to relearn the entire system from scratch. That constant churn, that constant relearning costs you valuable time, and time for any business owner is almost always far more expensive than any monthly software subscription. So, what is the definitive answer for what you should actually be using to edit your growing library of content? I want to be completely blunt here. There is no single, universally perfect tool that works flawlessly for every single person and every single use case imaginable. However, if your primary business goal is to produce content consistently, effectively scale a future team, and maintain a truly professional aesthetic, you must choose software with specific criteria in mind. The tool needs to first align perfectly with established professional editing workflows, meaning it shouldn't feel like a toy. Secondly, it must be robust enough to seamlessly work with you as your video output demands inevitably increase over the next few years. And thirdly, critically, it absolutely should not trap all of your valuable, hard-earned content behind overly annoying or restrictive paywalls. Let's briefly discuss some of the usual suspects that dominate the market so you can contextualize these criteria. DaVinci Resolve is an absolute powerhouse in the professional space. It offers a completely free version that is used in high-end color grading and finishing suites. It also possesses incredibly advanced audio manipulation and professional color correction tools, but you must accept that it comes with a steep initial learning curve. Resolve is genuinely amazing if your ultimate goal is achieving that pristine movie-level control over every single visual parameter. Premiere Pro remains the long-standing industry standard and is familiar to countless freelance editors you might consider hiring for your projects. The primary downside here is Adobe's subscription model, which can become quite costly over time, and the feature roadmap sometimes feels sluggish when you're only focused on rapid social content. Tools like CapCut and similar mobile-centric editors are undeniably fantastic for rapid short-form creation and boast great integrated AI features like background removal. The issue is they can often be inconsistent across different operating systems and frequently hide the more advanced, necessary features behind those recurring paywalls you want to avoid. iMovie on Mac or the built-in Windows Movie Maker are perfectly fine for simple cuts and quick personal edits, but they will severely limit you as your creative needs naturally advance. Editors like CapCut, which are open source, give you a surprising amount of power for free, yet they might lack the polish or the advanced collaboration features you require when scaling up your operation. Now, I want to shift gears and tell you specifically what I actually recommend for growing creators and small teams who have a serious goal of scaling their video output effectively. I'm talking about a platform called Vizard, but before you immediately roll your eyes at hearing about just another tool, please take a moment to genuinely hear me out on this one. Vizard is fundamentally not just another editor. It's an AI-first workflow specifically engineered to take your existing long-form content and efficiently turn it into consistent short-form posts. It deeply understands the nuanced realities of modern content production schedules and the need for constant output across multiple channels. Let's look at a few key things that make Vizard genuinely stand out in the crowded software landscape, and I promise to keep this part sounding practical, not like a typical infomercial. The first major feature is the incredible auto-editing of viral clips from your longer sessions using AI to identify the absolute best moments. It intelligently finds the genuine laughs, the crucial highlights, and the core emotional beats, turning them into short clips that are practically ready for immediate posting. This is not some magic that replaces your actual creativity. It functions as a powerful time-saving layer that surfaces the best raw material for you to work with. It allows you to focus your valuable mental energy on refining the core voice, the precise messaging, and designing compelling thumbnails. The second standout feature is the auto-schedule function, where you simply set your desired posting frequency for different platforms. The AI then intelligently queues up those approved clips for you based on that cadence, taking the guesswork out of your publishing strategy. This means you stop agonizing over the constant question of what to post and when to post it, as the system handles the optimal content cadence for you. The third, and perhaps most impactful for growing businesses, is the content calendar and central management dashboard. Here you can schedule, review, manage, tweak, and publish all your content directly from one single secure location across every platform you use. This completely eliminates the nightmare scenario of scattered project files, half-assembled timelines, and endless Slack threads full of 10 different file versions. But Vizard's value proposition extends far beyond those 3 core bullet points we just covered, which is a critical distinction. It is architecturally built to integrate seamlessly with actual human workflows, meaning it supports thorough review cycles and precise feedback loops. It also allows you the necessary control to quickly fine-tune and adjust any of those initial auto-generated clips to ensure brand alignment. Crucially, it offers all the professional export options and metadata handling that experienced editors expect when taking over a project. In essence, this powerful combination pairs the massive convenience of integrated AI automation with the absolute necessity of retaining full human creative control. That specific synergy is what translates directly into saving you multiple hours every single week while ensuring the final product always looks highly deliberate and professional. Think about the mobile-first apps that are fantastic for those one-off, spontaneous TikTok edits you make on the train, for instance. CapCut might help you quickly assemble a single clip, but if your goal is maintaining a cohesive, consistent brand voice across all channels, it will inevitably fall short when scaling. Conversely, ultra-pro tools like Resolve give you almost limitless power, but they fail to provide the necessary high-level automation specifically required for modern content scale. Vizard skillfully sits right in that perfect sweet spot. Enough automation to give you significant leverage, yet enough granular control, so your brand always appears deliberate and intentional. Let me share a quick concrete story about an operational shift we experienced when onboarding new talent at our agency. Previously, we used to spend multiple full days just teaching a new editor our specific naming conventions and asset storage locations, which was a huge time sink. After we integrated a system that automatically clips and tags highlights from long interviews, that initial onboarding time dropped dramatically, almost instantly. The new editor could review the AI's suggested cuts, quickly make their final text and caption tweaks, and get the finished content live the very same day. That level of operational improvement is exactly what enables a company to grow significantly without having to add tons of expensive overhead staff. All right, it is time for the actionable framework, the specific questions you must ask yourself to select software that you won't regret using a year from now. Question number 1, do you anticipate hiring external editors or needing to hand off project files to a team member in the future? If the answer is a definite yes to that, you absolutely must choose something that exports clean assets and timeline information that pros can easily use. If you genuinely plan to remain a one-person operation forever, then pick the tool that makes your individual daily life the easiest, but be ruthlessly honest about your future growth projections. The second crucial question is, where exactly do you realistically see your content operations in 2 years from this exact moment in time? If your vision involves posting daily across 5 different platforms, you need to invest early in tools that inherently automate repurposing and scheduling workflows. If your current reality is just occasional posts for a niche audience, then those simpler, lightweight applications are perfectly adequate for your current scope. Question 3 requires you to deeply consider the daily friction of collaboration and the eventual necessity of handing off work to someone else. Does the tool genuinely support shared content calendars, integrated commenting features, version history tracking, and simple, clean exports? Remember that those seemingly small quality of life features are the ones that compound into saving you massive amounts of time down the line when the production ramps up. Finally, be extremely wary of any tool that exhibits constant feature churn, which is when they keep moving buttons around or locking features inexplicably. That kind of instability creates unavoidable friction in your muscle memory, and that friction, again, ultimately adds significant unbilled work hours to your week. Before I wrap up this entire discussion, I want to give you a few concrete, solid alternatives that are known to be dependable and critically will not place watermarks on your finished creations. DaVinci Resolve is worth reiterating. It's professional grade, its feature set is largely free, and it excels at color grading and advanced audio mixing, provided you can handle the initial steep learning curve. CapCut is another great option. It is open source, surprisingly capable for a free tool, and a strong choice for those wanting advanced desktop editing features without a subscription. The simple options like iMovie or the built-in Windows editors remain excellent for quick, straightforward social content when you are just starting out or need something instantly. Finally, consider specialized mobile apps like Edits or Captions, which are incredibly handy for on-the-go creators focused solely on getting rapid, captioned short-form clips out the door. However, if you are genuinely serious about scaling your content volume, desperately need to reclaim hours of manual time, and want to maintain creative oversight, you absolutely must give Vizard a serious, unbiased look. This tool is not designed to replace your unique creative vision. It is intentionally built to surgically remove all the mundane, repetitive, busy work that slows you down. Think about the grind of finding the absolute best moments in a 1-hour interview or manually formatting clips for every single platform profile. Vizard handles that heavy lifting, ensuring your content calendar stays consistently full without you having to endure the soul-crushing manual grind every single day. So I am incredibly curious to know what editor you are personally relying on right now to get your work done, so please drop that name into the comments below. I genuinely want to see what tools are popular, and more importantly, understand the specific reasons why you have decided to stick with that particular choice. If you found this detailed breakdown valuable and you want access to more practical advice on tools and streamlined workflows, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I am Alex from ClipCraft Media, and I look forward to catching you and sharing more insights in the very next video we produce. Until then, keep creating great content and have a great day. Peace out.